Yeah, always the
They
best
released a photo
titles.
of the name of the German terrorist, and
Thank you,
guess what?
Asmo.
Well, it wasn't a German. Yeah, I know. Nobody could have predicted this. Nobody could have ever expected this could have happened. I don't think anybody thought this was going to be a random guy. German police have just shot dead the Berlin terrorist who rammed a car into the Pride parade in Berlin. That's right. This was
Wait. I saw. Wait. I saw something. Uh, I saw something before about a guy that people was closing the street or something, protesting, and the guy like just run everyone over with his car. I don't remember when it was. It has some days. I think 2-3 days ago. I saw something like that. And but I mean, no one died on that event, and like they were trying to arrest the person or everything because the person like just runs everyone over with the car to not have the car destroyed by the protesters and everything. And I 100% agree with the guy in that case, but I don't think it's the same thing here, right? Let me watch and see what it is about.
an Islamist terrorist. I said yesterday, I was like, guys, I don't know really what it was. It could have been anything. I said that, also, what do you think?
Don't mix everything together. Don't feel hatred. Don't play the game of the far right. He is a troubled young man. Don't forget we colonized his country. It's an isolated case, a crazy man. Yeah, he was manipulated by the system. Oh my god, so this was a LGBTQ blah 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 parades, and the guy like just went murdering everyone with the car, just like that. Well, I say you reap what you sow if it was exactly that. Pride parade, oh, marvelous, marvelous, marvelous. Okay, marvelous. What do you expect me to say? Oh, poor then? No, no fucking way. Because these people never heard when we talk. These people don't see the obvious. The only thing that can ever, if there is any slight points of hope of these people understanding anything of the evil that they are causing not only to themselves but to us as well, is by being them being the ones victimized by the ones that they defend. It's literally by that.
Think the odds are, right? It turns out that averages sure seem to play out the way you think they do.
I love Fafu. We all love Fafu. So yeah.
Right? And and also apparently they already even knew who this guy was, a 21-year-old from Lebanon. Yeah, I think he was from Lebanon or so. It wasn't from Germany, I'll tell you that. And so was not a German. So we're gonna look at that, right? Why the lose the first 5 minutes of your stream is because your allergic reaction of outside and your.
Wait, that's why you gatekeep from bot groups out of everything? You're talking about both groups. You're talking about the Pride Parade and the Islam?
Wearing out. I usually just wake up. I mean, usually, how many of you guys have like congestion in the morning when you wake up, and then after you kind of get through the day,
Exactly,
and like
exactly.
that buildup goes away, things are like back to normal, and you don't have any issues, right? Me?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
flying
think it's
from
like
the
super
rooftops.
common, and so that's the reason why it happens. Yeah, okay, exactly, right? And he was literally scheduled for a de-radicalization session today. Well, I guess he got it because he's dead. So, yeah, I mean, mission accomplished. I feel like a lot of these, psycho radical
Mission
people,
accomplished.
I think that they should have the same type of de-radicalization, fucking thing, right? And that's what I would say. Oh, what is this? So this is the person who's talking about it. But I did see all this, right? I obviously did. I think that it's a very disgraceful thing that we've allowed this to happen. And I don't know really if it's ever going to stop or go.
But it's not. It wasn't for the lack of advice. of telling, of screaming, of telling every fucking time that this is the most absurd, stupid thing that they could ever do, is defend a group that literally wants them dead. Like, but yeah, what to say about that, right? It's a literal FAFO happening. It's just the consequences of their own actions. Who could imagine that, right?
Away. I have no idea. But it's been very annoying to see people kind of try to sweep for it or make excuses for why it happens. And so yeah, the anti going on in the Netherlands. I don't know what's going on in the Netherlands. I have no idea. What's a de-radicalization session? I mean, I feel like if you need to de-radicalize a person that isn't even from your country, why don't you just get rid of them? Like, I don't understand. Like, and this is my opinion, is that, like, I'm not a big fan of, like, for a while I was more of a fan of being an accelerationist, and I don't think that I really am anymore. And the reason why is because of people like this girl. I think that there's a blind spot that, I had, that these people would rather die than admit that they were wrong. And I think that they will do that. They will manifest their own destruction before they admit that any of their viewpoints or values are wrong. And so,
You know what? Knowing them like we do, I don't doubt that. I don't doubt. I think it's easier for them to be exterminated by the Islam, by the Muhammads, that actually they realize that it's a huge fucking mistake and actually stop being stupid. I think it's way easier. It would be way faster the first than the latter.
and I think this is a good example. So I don't think like that anymore, because I've seen too many videos of these people talking this way. And I think that really the most important thing is to systemically remove their power. I think that's really what you have to do. He was apparently born in Germany. That shouldn't matter. I mean, he's not a German. Everybody knows he's not a German, right? You look at him, he's not German. And so, like, I don't know really what we're doing here. Everybody knows what a Chinese person is. Everybody knows what a Japanese person is. Everybody knows what an Indian is, and everybody knows what a German is. And he's not a German. He shouldn't be there. He should have never been there. His parents should have never been there. It's just if anything, it's a generational failure. Right? And so that's it. Hope all is well, dude. Yeah, things are actually quite good. I'm feeling good, man. That's it. And let me go back. I'll look at this here. So this is the video.
Yeah, at the end is we win. It's like less stupid people in the world. And that's at the same time, I hope it should be obvious, but knowing how stupid they are, I know it's possible that didn't. Otherwise, it's the most likely outcome that it happened, that they didn't learn that thing with this. Well, at least I hope it already, at least like 1% of them or 0.1% of them at least wake the fuck up with outcome of this. I know that they are so fucking brain dead and retarded, but I still want to believe that they will, at least 0.1% of them will wake the fuck up after what's happening there,
Known Islamist drives into a pride parade in Berlin, killing at least one person. It's white men's fault. So let's go over, we're going to watch this video. This is a, obviously one of these people, right? Giving their take on why this happened.
Well, at least in the end of this, if they don't learn a thing, we'll have one group totally eliminating, like obliterating, exterminating the other, and we will have like one less enemy.
Let's look at it. 50% of Germany isn't German. Yep, and it's going to be 60% next year, or maybe a few years from now, if you don't stop it from happening. I think fundamentally, the German people, like European people in general, need to realize that they are in an existential crisis.
I honestly, I would honestly prefer them to be recovered, but I'm not stupid. I don't think that will ever happen. I don't have any hopes for them to actually become sane again. Like it's like a permanent disease, like a chronic illness. You don't get better of that ever. Like it's like stage 4 cancer or something. You die of it. So then they get eliminated, and at least we have one less problem to worry about, right? So yeah, I mean, I would honestly prefer for them to get better and stop being stupid, but that's not gonna happen. So yeah, something has to happen, right?
crisis that will cause the extinction of their civilization if they don't deal with it. You have allowed millions of people into your country that hate your culture, they hate your country, they hate you for your identity, they hate your religion, they hate everything about you, they hate your legal system, they want to replace all of that with their own. And the sooner that people in Europe realize that, and America realize that too, the sooner this threat can just be addressed and dealt with. You just send them back. That's it. It's like, literal mass deportations, right? And that would be it. Germany's done.
Yes, Blaze, it's literally cutting out that thing from your body. It's literally that. When it's possible, right? When it's not, you know what awaits for you next.
Yeah, European, I think the next 10 to 15 years of leftism politics. Yeah, I mean, I think so. And yeah, we need to beat the government for that. Well, I think that the government was voted for by the people. I think that you need to, this is the reality that a lot of people in these countries, these Western countries, need to reconcile. They need to reconcile the reality that these awful, unpopular policies are not awful and unpopular in the eyes of a lot of people. A lot of people agree with these. A lot of people agree with these policies and they want to see more of them. So until you're ready to recognize that for what it is, that it actually isn't because you can go on the internet. This is a big issue with the internet in general. I'll talk about this for 5 minutes before I move on to the actual video, right? Is that what the internet does is it gives people the idea of a false consensus because you're inside an algorithm, you're inside a community of people that all think the same way that you do, but you can go outside of that and you see that there's huge and this goes both ways. It goes, all I'm saying is that basically there are a lot of people out there that vehemently disagree with you that are in your country. You can't blame all of this on, it's not Israel, it's not the Jews, it's not the EU. It is the actual people in your country that there are not enough of them to create a critical mass of making a change. And I think that fundamentally, a lot of people don't want to acknowledge that because in acknowledging that, it is a profoundly ridiculous thing to say that all of these people somehow can't see the problem that's in plain sight, right? They are refusing to see it. They don't want to look at it for whatever reason. And that bothers a lot of people. They don't want to do that. And I think left-wing people have the same viewpoint, but just from a different direction. And so they don't want to look at, the fact that there is a huge propensity of these people that do exist that think totally different than that, right? So
as if the big hair wasn't an indicative of brain rot. Yes, Blaze, exactly, you're right. I call it the horror freak. Yeah, I mean, he's not right about this, right? People don't wanna acknowledge that because, I mean, first that they don't acknowledge anything because they are mental rot, mentally ill, but there are simple things that even the right, the quote-unquote with huge quotes like the right wing won't acknowledge as well that I think people should be talking about. But people will never be rated to that shit, so I would just let it be as it is. But the thing is, what I want to say with this is that there are things and this should be make a rule of permanently, and never be changed again. There are some things in your country, some things that it's unacceptable for people to disagree with, because that is the very core base of values that sustain your country, that holds your country together, and what builds your country to be like that. So you cannot just allow that to be denied or changed or contradicted at all. So, in other words, what I'm telling you guys is that at the moment that you do that, you gotta criminalize communism, socialism, liberalism, because, I mean, any of these root values that you wanna put there on the Constitution, they are totally against what all of these psycho lunatics represent at the moment. So, if you gotta make a law for it, you gotta be ready to criminalize all of them. Oh, Mizuki, but you're not a free speech libertarian, blah, blah, blah. We cannot, we just cannot, we just cannot live with these people, okay? They represent the fall of society. Everything they touch rots. We've seen enough. You can get every fucking example in the words that you want. Every time they rise, the country falls. There is my country, there's many countries out there, many countries in Africa, many countries in South America, many countries in Europe. Like everything is fucking retarded, a piece of shit, guided by demons, touch, rots, and dies. You know, so you gotta cut that off, really. Expel them from the country, death sentence on them. I don't give a shit. I couldn't care less.
Le Pen to be favorite to be French president? Yeah, but like, I mean, Marie Le Pen, like, I mean, if like, when is she gonna win the election, right? Is it in 2 or 3?
People will not ever be ready even to discuss that. Even more dream with such a thing being approved, like really. Oh man, I think it's sounds like saying that in a fucking woke, retarded, liberal words that like we have nowadays sounds like an utopia. I don't think we'll ever reach that. How can it be, guys? How can it be that we've been seeing like communism, socialism, all this retired stuff going on for decades, for 60, 70, 80, 100 years or more, like worldwide, and we keep allowing that this thing to exist in this world where it's time proved already that it just don't work, just generates chaos, destruction, everything of the worst that can possibly happen with the world. And also, why we keep allowing that to exist? Why it has existed up until now?
3 years. What is her solution for solving this? I have no idea. So like really, and also like a lot can change between now and then. And so we're going to have to wait and see, right? I mean, obviously, like what would I do? I just always vote for the most extreme candidate every single time that I think is going to win, right? That's all I do. And every single time it's like you're moving things a little bit closer to the other side. And the reason why
Yeah, but that wasn't real communism. Come on. Look at fucking Cuba. Like, how many fucking years do you need to prove real communism there, huh? They are a communist country for, I don't know, 6 decades? 7 decades? I don't remember. I think 6 decades. You know? Yeah, how many more decades do you need to prove that the real communism works? What the fuck? It doesn't work anywhere. Fucking retarded.
I do that is because I actually don't think that there will be a breaking point that these people get to where they acknowledge that they are wrong. I don't think that it will happen. I think that they would rather die than acknowledge that they are wrong. And how do I know that? Because think about how many women stay with ex-boyfriends that beat the shit out of them constantly, and then eventually the ex-boyfriend just kills them. Meanwhile, this woman has every person in her life telling her, you need to leave this guy. He's going to hurt you. He's going to kill you. And then she says, no, I understand him better than you do. And then she ends up dead. So fundamentally, I don't think this type of empathy has a limit to it. I think that the limit to this empathy is death. Until these people literally die, they will literally think this. And I don't even advocate for killing them. I just want to take their rights away so you don't have to worry about how they're going to vote either way. That's what I want to do. And so this will change the subject. Yeah, they'll change the subject or tell you that you don't understand. Yeah, exactly, right? And so the real solution to that, right, is that you have to remove these people's ability to influence the system, right? Because you can't expect them to change their minds. They're never going to change their minds. Even if something bad happens to them, a white person could have done the same. Well, like a good example of this is that, you know, there was a woman who like was killed by a man, and then the mother of the woman took the man in to try to reconcile and like make up with him for killing her daughter, and then he killed her too. And I look at that and I say to myself, that is what's called
Oh
natural
my
selection. That's a
god,
perfect.
man. How can I not laugh about this? How can I not laugh about this? Oh my god, man. Don't ask me to don't laugh about this fucking
Oh
retarded.
no. There's a spider gonna kill a little moth. Oh my god.
Natural selection. Natural selection. What you see?
There's a little insect war going on in my underneath my monitor. Holy shit. Holy shit. That's not one of the super moths. I had a super moth the other day. Look at this.
Super moth. What about the cockroaches?
Look at this. Look at the moth I found. Look how big he was. Look. Look, that's how big the moth was. The huge
Yeah, it's really
moth,
huge.
bro. Massive fucking moth. And so it's a B2 moth? Yeah, it was a really big one.
Why there's so many insects? I live in a fucking tropical country. Like, oh, it's so freaking hot here. Like, the tropics like have are the places that have literally the most insect amount of insects and variety in the world, and I don't find so many insects every day like casual. I mean, okay, I gotta be honest. When it's not on winter, literally any other season that not on winter is at least 1 to 3 cockroaches every night or more. But it's usually around 1 or 3 cockroaches that appear in my house every day, every single day. It's usually in the end of the afternoon and beginning of the night. But sometimes they appear around midnight too, but always appear 1, 2, or 3 of them.
One of the biggest ones I've seen, right? And anyway, it was in my garage, right? I texted him, I said, yeah, it fits in the palm of your hand. And
How big are the cockroaches? How to explain that? I'm bad with centimeters, millimeters. I'm terrible really with measures. Not just because you guys use a total different system of measures than me, but I don't have a good notion of like how much is 1 centimeter, how much is 2. You know, like I don't have a good. I don't know. I think it would be a bit smaller than my smallest finger on the hand, or yeah, or the same size. I don't know.
it's a big boy. No, I tried to pet him, and he didn't want to get petted. He just was like, get the fuck out of here. And I'm like, okay, all right, fine. And he's been there for a couple of days, right? And so
4 inches? A cockroach? 4 inches? A what? Really? No, you're joking. Really?
So anyway, these people, here's my point, right? Is that the woman that did that was killed
This is so freaking big for a cockroach.
by that guy, and I think that's a good thing. I do. I think that the more of these people that get removed from the gene pool, the better, because what they will do is they will sign other people up for their own fatal empathy, right? These are people like, you know, for example, like let's say everybody, like there's somebody that wants to you know, like have everybody live with a tiger in their house. Well, the best possible thing that could happen would be that they live with a tiger in their house and the tiger kills them, right? I mean, this is obviously the best case scenario. So very clearly, and well, I mean, really the best case scenario is these people are put in an institution because there's something wrong with them. But fundamentally, that's the next best thing. So the issue is that these people will never change their minds. They will never realize that they're wrong, and they will allow this insanity to continue. And even if it kills them, they'll say that it was some other aberration of fate and it was never actually their fault. And that's really it. It's suicidal empathy. It has no limit to anything you say or do. Exactly. Only action can change it. I don't even believe that you can change these people's minds. I think that you can only change the way that these people's minds affect the world. And so that's really my mindset. So I'll watch the video and we'll look at it, okay?
I'm getting really, really sick of this. I'm getting really tired of having to repeat myself over and over again.
Yes.
So today, in Berlin...
Guys, the girl with the pink hair and no scepter ring. There is no scepter ring? I think there is. Yeah, there really is here. So yeah, she is... You know, she's so upset. She's so pissed off. Poor girl, right? So poor girl, right?
There was an attack. A van drove through a crowd of people celebrating the Berlin Pride Parade that they have every year. It's a huge parade. It's one of the biggest. Yeah. And they injured, I think, at this time I'm making this video, this is subject to change, 17 people. And
let me look it up on the thing. How many people? Berlin Pride.
So
Parade, how many dead and injured?
Berlin Pride Parade, how many dead and injured?
Yeah, let me look this up and see what it says. I mean, honestly, like, what's kind of funny about this is not funny, but like, you know, ironic about this.
No, putting that in the box is heavy on taxpayer money. They should get obliterated or expelled from the country.
There's been multiple.
Oh, of course, like you can always put that in some forced labor to pay for their stay as well. So they don't take on taxpayer money.
Multiple of these that have happened, right? So it's like you're gonna have to be more specific. 1 dead and 29 injured. Okay, so that was really it. So is the one person dead? Oh, 1 woman was killed. Okay, so there were 2 people killed because the 21-year-old suspect was shot and killed as well. Okay, yeah, so 2 people total, but 1 actual person, right? And so yeah, there it is. Has she made a correction video? Of course not. No, these people will never admit they're wrong. Like it's just, again, like this is what I've said before about, like, I never try to what do you call it?
But Kita, you gotta make sure that you fuel each helicopter with its limit capacity. Otherwise, like otherwise you will be spending fuel with them as well. Too much fuel, you know. Gotta make sure to cut all costs.
I never try to win over the hearts and minds of these people, right? There's no reason to.
Is dead. Okay, so it's a breaking story.
Yeah.
There are going to be things that are going to come out and change throughout the life of the story, you know, average. Yeah. So the suspect is an Islamic extremist. That's their suspect right now. That's what I read.
Yeah.
Okay?
Because they don't deserve even the fuel of
the rest of the Muslim population.
They are not
because
worth
of actions
that.
Of this one person. But what I can say is the people who were celebrating about this were all white men, young white men.
Well, because I think the reason why a lot of young white guys celebrate this is because it's another point on the graph that shows that there is a level of incompatibility with left-wing ideology and Islam. And I think that it's really, I mean, obviously, like, there's a spectrum of every religion, but especially with radical Islam, you see a lot of these terror attacks that are happening, and you do, and they don't accept gay people. They don't accept this bisexual stuff. They don't like pride parades. They're not fans of being trans to the large extent. So what are we doing here? How is it that you have found... There is again an unholy matrimony between Islamic extremism and left-wing politics. And the funny thing is that left-wing politics goes against everything that Islamic extremism goes for, and then Islamic extremism goes against everything that left-wing politics goes for. But the only difference is that a lot of these left-wing people don't go out driving cars through crowds. That's the difference. They're in denial. Well, they're not in denial. The reason why they do this is that Islam and these groups of people, right, like from Middle Eastern countries, they represent being counter towards the normal, like European, white, Christian, Western culture. So it's not necessarily that they support these people fundamentally. They just support them as an opposition to what they dislike. So that's the actual reason why they do it. They're anti-government. I don't think anyone really celebrated that. I think that, celebrated is again, you can go back and forth about the word. I don't want to argue about semantics. I think that people were, I don't know really what the word is, validated to see that, this is another one of these, religious terrorists, right? I think that's clearly what it is. They think the enemy of my enemy? Yes.
With crosses in their profiles. Because we've all seen it. We've all seen how you guys react towards gay people and how you wish harm on them constantly. I get constant hate on my videos, especially about trans people. You're not going to hide behind another scapegoat group and pretend that they're actually the violent ones when it's you. You hold the same exact...
See, if it was up to me, I'd take people like this girl and I'd send them to one of the countries that kills gay people. I would. I'd send them over there. I'd say, okay, you don't like the mean comments? That's fine. You're going to go to Afghanistan now. That's it. And you're not coming back. Yeah, now you're going to go over there. You don't like it? All right. All right. Well, that's what you get. They wouldn't even take him. I think they'd take him. And so anyway, is she going to see the truth then? It's an hour. Dude, 1 hour and she's healed? Yeah, everything's going to be all better.
that this man who did this attack did. And you're trying to distance yourself from it. And you know why you're trying to do that? It's because you're ashamed. And you should be.
Oh no, up there, huh? How can you be so fucking blind, man?
This is her getting, so basically a radical Islamist went out and killed a bunch of, or injured 30 people and killed one person. And, this is like a terrorist, but the real people who are at fault are people like white people with crosses in their bio. What do you think radical Islamists would do if you told these people are their closest allies in the West? Well, this is the funniest thing, right? Is like, I see this. How can this be real life? Oh my God. So this is one of the...
Oh, holy shit. Oh my God, what the fuck I'm watching?
It's like you think that something like this is AI, right? I mean, you would assume something like this is AI.
My first impression was exactly that. Like, this has to be AI. Gay chungus.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Wow. I don't even know what to say.
A lot of men cosplayed as you guys may think that I would say cosplayed as woman, but no, because woman doesn't look so ugly. As like woman cosplays like as as retarded people with with half of the head bald and hair under armpits and stuff like that. But I would say like they are cosplaying as as what is the name again? Like I would say deficient, but it's not efficient. Is what is the word? Invalid? No, not invalid. They are cosplaying as, oh, I have like a profile full of disease thing, Yeah. Squat. Chewbacca? Yeah, those are valid too. Disabled. Yeah, disabled.
Wow.
They are cosplaying. Oh, look at how many disabled people. I'm sorry, like, I know it's a very serious thing. But come on, being these people, they are so retarded and they love so much to show their disabilities online that I don't even doubt that they are not even disabled. I mean, they might have like, oh, I have one of my fingers on my foot. And because of that, I'll get this wheelchair because I'm disabled. You know, I don't doubt that there are people exactly like that there. It's not like they are, you know, it's... I don't know how to explain that, really. Oh, thank you so much, Shadows Gate, for 5 gifted subs. Thank you very, very much. Thank you so much, guys. I don't know how to explain that. It's really crazy.
Jesus,
Thanks
guys.
so much, Shadowgate.
Well, there you go. Man in the making. And this, I guess this means that, like, you are taking some sort of hormone or something like that. And I'm assuming the T is, testosterone
So
or
fat they need
trans.
a
I mean,
wheelchair.
it's the same thing, really.
No, honestly, this one is true doesn't need wheelchair. This person could walk, okay? Probably there's another excuse to be in a wheelchair that it's not exactly by being fat. Because with this level of fatness, even though it's a lot, it's not enough for you to not be able to walk. Come on. Come the fuck on. Come on.
Really in the context. So there you go, right? And Shrenka, aren't these people crazy? Oh my god. So we need to mass support the third world and then deal with these people as soon as possible. Looks like the character creator's bugged. Yeah, this looks like a new skin from Suicide Squad, right? And yeah, all terrains possible pretending to be
Suicide
street tires. Yeah. And do you think what's wrong with the EU can lead to civil war within a country? No, I don't really think it'll lead to a civil war because one side of this war is just completely unequipped for a civil war. Like, I mean, what do you think is going to happen whenever groups like, you know, the equivalent, the whatever the European equivalent of Patriot Front goes up against a bunch of these like weird mentally ill freaks in wheelchairs, right? I mean, like, this wouldn't really be much of a fight, would it? So, I mean, I don't think that there's really going to be like a big fight here because one of these groups, this is the other issue, right? Is that one of these groups of people, the only reason why people like this are alive is because it's illegal to kill them. This is the reason. And fundamentally, if you actually had a war, these people would get killed instantly. They would be killed instantly because that's what's happened in every other society in human history. This is just the way it is. And I think this is the way it is for a lot of things. And people don't realize how much the laws and the adherence to the laws create the society that we have. Do you really think that people would put up with this? Like, if you took all the rules away, what do you think would happen to these people? They would immediately get attacked. They'd immediately be maimed, and if not killed, right? This is what would happen instantaneously. This like live and let live mentality doesn't work if somebody decides that it doesn't work. And so that's it. Those people in that 40? Yeah, exactly. Exiled, exactly. They have no idea what they're asking for. You understand you're physically in this group parameters, right? You're trying to make like an argument that...
Guys, what the fuck is this on his... What the hell is this? Wait, this is some kind of fan that runs on battery or something? Like what? Oh, there is a fucking no scepter too. I didn't saw this.
Well, I don't really think this is, I mean...
A fan, oh my god,
anybody
man.
can hold a gun, right? I mean, like this...
You know, no one in my country... Even though here is so freaking hot, no one, you're not gonna see anyone using one of these. I don't know why, but why? I know it's useful and all, but I don't know, people don't use this thing here. And somehow, maybe because we culturally don't use that, for any reason, this seems so fucking retarded. Maybe it's because he's using this that makes so horrible. I don't know.
This is the reality. Like, anybody can hold a gun and they'd be able to do that. These people are profoundly mentally ill. Like, this isn't about... Are you trying to make, like, an insult towards me because, like, I'm skinny or something like that? Is that what you're trying to do? I just want to understand what your point of view is. How does that work? Yeah, like, what do you mean by that?
Yeah, my twofold joke, Black Blaze. After all, they are suicidal.
What does that mean? Because it seems like you might not be able to actually explain what you're trying to say. You said that all die in a war. I'm just saying you need a gem buddy. That's all. You're right about all the rest. Well, I don't know. I mean, like, you could be the strongest dude in the world. If somebody shoots you in the head, you're gonna die, right? I mean, it doesn't really, like, I don't like the way you're talking to me. I don't. I don't like the way you're talking to me. That's weird. That's weird that you talk to me like that. I don't want to deal with that. So I'm just gonna permaban you, right? But he's backtracking. Yeah, I don't like that. And so, like, and I've said this before, right? Is that there are always people that will like, if you try to, like, insult me, or you're, like, rude to me or something like that, or you try to, like, do one of these, like, I'm gonna turn it around and talk about you in this weird way, like, I just instantly ban you. Like, I don't really want to deal with that. Yeah, I don't want to
Yeah,
deal.
it's what I do here, and it's what I did with the guy that I I don't even know what he said. I know that I saw like the guy that I banned today when I was is still collabing with Ryda here. I don't even know what the guy said. I just saw a lot of horrible stuff, like stuff that you shouldn't be saying in the chat. And I didn't pay attention in how what was written. I just saw some weird stuff in the middle of the phrase, and I already banned the person. I don't even know what it was
with
about.
that. Like, that's just not the way that. It's just not the way I tolerate things.
I
So
just
people
got
just
to
don't talk to
use
me that
it
way,
to
and if they
not
do, they're
even
gonna get banned, right?
read the
And
phrases.
so yeah. Anyway, like, I mean, that's really the reason. I mean, anybody can over.
That's really crazy, right, Blaze? Like you say, like he wanted attention. I know that these people want attention, but why? Like, I don't understand. Like, I don't understand how far a person goes to get some attention on. They create an account and start going into random streamers, saying random shit, just so people will look at them and hopefully answer them, even though it's probably gonna be me or they will be right away banned. Like, I don't understand stuff. It's so much waste of time. Like, and you are seen as a retarded. That's I don't know. I don't know why people do that. I really don't understand. I know what you're gonna say. Like, I know they are all insane and you're not gonna understand what I mean. We're just two a part of each other, like me and you guys. The way that you guys think from the start, thinking that we just cannot comprehend their minds, and it's better like that. It means that we are sane people. But I still like. I just cannot accept. Like, I'm kind of in denial. You understand? I'm in denial that this type of people exist because it's so stupid. And you know what? It's worse. Like, I'm saying this, and they look at me saying this. If there is anyone looking, I don't know. They look at me saying this shit, and they think that I'm pissed off with the person that say that, and I'm genuinely not. I just don't. I just think like my thoughts are just this. Like, how can you spend your time doing this? It doesn't make any sense to me at all. I don't understand this. I generally try to understand. I know I shouldn't, but it's just because I'm in denial with these people. I'm in denial with these people. I cannot believe that there are human beings that are so retarded like that out there, even though we know that there are people out there, in countries of Africa that has like 60 of IQ literally, or even worse than that, and I know that, but it's still, I just can't accept
A
this.
gun, right? I mean, it's not really that complicated. But anyway, my point that I'm making with all this is that these crazy people, what they don't understand is that there would never be a civil war, right? There never would be. It would not even happen. So yeah, come some
A person who belongs in the retired wheelchair oil rally.
slack. No, not ban worthy. Somebody talks to me in a way that's disrespectful, even like
He's
1%
saying display of
disrespectful.
parasocialism,
I
yes.
just ban them. The reason why is because I just don't want to be talked to that way.
Refrigerator,
Like, it's just really that simple. I just don't want to. I don't want people to talk to me that way. And so if I feel like it's rude or annoying or this person's obnoxious, I just don't let them do that. Like, what? It's condescending. Yeah, I would never let somebody talk to me.
Wait. Stay Up Friday said it's useful to understand the mind and worldview of your opponent. But what happens What happens still when your opponent doesn't have a mind? Because I mean, I cannot, like, come on, guys, you cannot make me believe that these people has minds, like, because if they had 2 neurons, for example, that woman that we were watching before that was saying all that retarded shit about white men, like after, like the guy literally like running over with the car over a lot of people in the pride parade, like people like that would sum up like 1 and 1 and make 2, you know, in their heads, and they would understand, maybe the reason why all of that's happening is just because they hate us so much and their religion is so destructive and demonic that they want us all dead. You know, and that's what they're gonna do because they are like this. But no, they are so retarded. They are so like, they're so stupid. They're so dumb that they cannot make simple math. Like for them, 1 + 1 = 5. Equals 10, equals like 100, 1,000, I don't know. Really, it makes no sense at all. It's really the best example I can find for that.
To me that way, right? I mean, I have to tolerate this in real life, right? I mean, you can't just go and ban people in real life. But like, if it's in my own personal space, yeah, I would never tolerate that
For us, grass is green. For them, grass is rainbow color.
from anybody for any reason. Why would I ever do that? So yeah, it's just that simple. No, Buddy was condescending. Yeah, I mean, I just, it's common sense.
They really believe in woman with penis and men giving birth. What to say to these people?
I mean, why would I ever want to have that happen at all? And I've said that before, right? I mean, somebody comes into, you know, like somebody else's stream and they start arguing with them and then they're like, oh my God, I can't believe I got banned. Well, like, yeah, of course. I mean, like, nobody wants to do that. And I feel like he didn't mean it that way. Maybe I'm wrong. Oh, that's too bad. Maybe you should have thought about that before he said it. Maybe you can submit a ban appeal and then maybe you can do it again, right? But that's it. Anyway, so I think that really there's not going to be like a big civil war or anything like that. I really don't think so. I think that you can have like a little bit of that, but the moment that bullets start flying, I think that just like Iran, everything immediately stops. Like most people actually don't want to go out and get shot by the government or be blown up by the police, right? It's just not what's going to happen. So I don't think you're going to have a big civil war. It's nothing like that that's going to happen. I mean, like if it is, it probably would last like probably a few months and then that would be over. But I don't really know. And civil unrest at best, yeah, I would say so. And 21K ban appeals before you, yeah, bro, like as soon as possible. So this is the reason people like this are the reason why I have zero faith in any of these people at a certain period of time realizing that they're wrong, right? I have no like there's no there will be no level in which they acknowledge or accept that their ideology is.
I agree 100% with what Asmo has been saying like so far on this video. Like, I mean, I have to say that because I from time to time always disagree with something that Asmo says, but that's why I'm saying that. But on this one, I'm with him 100% in everything that make his words mine up until now. Yeah,
is wrong. They will continuously believe this. They'll continuously think that, and there's nothing that's ever going to stop them from doing that. And
they will never learn. It's like I was saying, they will never learn from that. It doesn't matter because, like, how it's like I was joking with you just now. Like, oh, you gotta understand the mind. You said like, Still Apple Friday said like you gotta understand the mind of your opponent. Like they don't have minds. You cannot believe that these people have minds. They can't. Because if they had, they wouldn't be like this. Because it's just impossible. Look at this. Look at what happened. How can you not question yourself? All your wrongdoings and terrible life decisions, life choices that you have made so far. When you see such situation happen. No, she decided to somehow blame white men online. Oh, Jesus Christ. Like, how can you hope that's gonna change? Like, you guys saw the example that they were talking about just now. I think it was on chat. Well, I don't remember if it was Asmo that said. I already forgot. Oh my god. That like the guy murdered like her daughter, and then she tried to to give a chance to him or something, and he like forgiveness or I don't know what bullshit it was, and he killed her as well, like the mother as well. Like, oh my god, like they are retarded. They don't have a brain. They don't have a brain.
That's it. And so what's this here? And are you due for an unbanning people day? Maybe, right? Yeah, I don't know. And are ban appeals going to be slow news next week? Maybe, right? I don't know. Maybe I should do another ban appeal stream. I haven't done that for a while. I don't really know when that's going to happen. So yeah,
Suicidal empathy,
this is the
yes.
person that did the killing, right? It was a Lebanese Islamist terrorist, Abdul Ball Out. He balled out and has been shot and killed
No.
by the German police moments ago after attacking them with a knife. He carried out a truck ramming against the Berlin Pride Parade yesterday, killing 1 and wounding 29. So this
And you know what's more? The Islam my even having like a party right now, the Islamists out there like commemorating what his guy did. The death of all those tards.
this is it. And yeah, what a surprise. I think people expected this, but as I said, I always like to wait to know what's actually going on before I say something. So yeah, this is the information about it. I mean, there's some information. Abdul Ballout had planned a terrorist attack once before. So this isn't his first terrorist attack. That's right. He's only 21 years old, and he's already planned one previous, and now he's moved on to his second actual terror attack. That's it.
Yeah, and something tells me, I'm just joking, like everything tells me that is not gonna be the last, and there will be many more others.
Kind of looks like Luigi. Anyway, and he fled to his homeland, Lebanon. Germany brought him back. Abdul was reportedly scheduled to attend a de-radicalization course tomorrow.
De-radicalization course tomorrow. Oh my god, no, we're gonna fix it. He ran over a lot of people, murdered a lot of them, like hurts a lot of others. But no, don't worry, guys. Don't worry. He will attend a de-radicalization course. He will become a better person. Oh yeah, I'm sure he will.
So they had to. They're trying to
Oh,
send this
no
guy to
fucking
like a
way,
de-radicalization.
man.
You're like,
No
okay,
fucking way.
Abdul. You can't
It
kill
can't
them.
be real. This
Abdul,
shit can't be real.
I know that's what it says, but you can't do. No, we have a law. No, you can't stab them. No, you can't stone them. Well, no, they don't need to die. Like, you can't do that. No, it's not gonna work, man. Abdul, please. And this is, again, they imported a known terrorist back from Lebanon into Germany so they could theoretically de-radicalize this person, right? They could de-radicalize this person. And it was so effective that he ended up driving a car through a bunch of gay people and he killed somebody.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
there you go, right?
Very
and I
effective.
can fix him, surely, right? And because he was born in Germany, well, I mean, so what? Who cares? I mean, like, what do you think being born in a country makes you that country? I mean, if there's like a bug in my house, I don't care if this bug was born in my house. I'm going to get it the fuck out of my house. Like, these people are terrorists.
Yeah, United States is the perfect example. You guys at this very moment have like at least like almost half of your entire population that are actually not Americans. I mean, after all, they are libtards. They are Democrats, so they are not Americans, literally. They were like majority of them, if not all of them, raised like being born and raised as Americans in America, like U.S. And they are not Americans. They are not. They have a total different religion, a total different God. That is not the Christian God. They. Oh gosh. And then this proves what he said already, like It doesn't matter if you are born and raised in that country. It doesn't make you part of that country. For me, libtards and the left and all these demons, they are not Americans. They are not. United States citizens, in my opinion. I vote to just get rid of all of them. You can understand what you will by that. I mean, if I was the ruler of it, yeah, that's me. And all this at the same time, you can have like literal immigrants that will respect more the culture of your country, or be more like people of your country, the actual your actual citizens. I get that a lot of time. A lot of people say to me that I'm more American than the Americans. I don't know about that, but people often tell me that. But I definitely cannot go to the U.S. like a lot of people want me to. I'm sorry, but I really cannot go there.
It's like if there's a mouse or a rat in my house and the rat says, well, I was born in your house, so I don't
And I also don't know if that's true. I'm just saying that people tell me that. I'm not saying that. I really think that. It's just what people tell me.
give a fuck. It's my house. It's not your house. Get the fuck out of my house. So no, this person's not a German. Like, what are we doing here? What are we even pretending that this is a German fucking citizen? Of course it's not. So anyway, yeah, Dr. Seuss moment. Yes. And so they definitely should have gotten rid of this person, right? And I think that's really what it is. Put half of it in your fridge. Yeah, sure. What an example. I'm just saying. And all right, guys, I'm de-radicalized. You can trust me and let me go. Well, all of these systems and everything are created by a bunch of people that never have to experience the consequences from them. So from their point of view, this seems like it's totally fine because there's never going to be a point where any of this bad stuff happens to them.
Sleep well.
So let's take a look at a few more of these here. Diversity strikes again. German citizen with Lebanese background is accused of ramming his van into a crowd in Pride, Berlin, killing one person and severely injuring others. Almost 30 people, by the way, 29 people. And so this is born in Berlin. Let me see here. Germany identified him as an Islamist threat, so they had him arrested in Lebanon and flew him back to Germany and put him on trial for plotting terror attacks. He was convicted and sentenced to terrorism offenses in May 2026, but released on time served. By July 2026, he was back on the streets. So this dude, like, German authorities told him to attend de-radicalization counseling sessions. He responded by carrying out a jihadist terrorist attack on the Pride Parade. This can't be real. This is Germany, right? And you ask yourself, if they don't stop this, they're going to get another Hitler. It's going to happen. It's obvious that this is what's going to happen. People are becoming so radical.
I would just say that sometimes God works in mysterious ways, like not sometimes, like oftentimes. I don't know. I may be wrong. Maybe it was, maybe it isn't. But maybe it used a total demonic country to get rid of a total demonic country was actually God's work. I don't know. Who am I to know what God does, right? Who am I?
And so angry that they are getting to the point where I think they will elect anybody who's crazy. They will elect anybody who will stop this in any way. And I think they need to realize this before it's too late, because I don't think that's going to be a good thing. If you elect another psycho to run the government and that gets rid of all these people, it's not going to end there. It will not end there. There is a very, very reasonable perspective of getting terrorists out of the country and keeping them gone and not giving these people second chances. There is an extremely easy, and by the way, another Hitler will be infinitely worse than the first one. The first Hitler was before nuclear bombs, and it was before the massive industrialization of warfare. Now, if you had somebody that did that, it would be probably 10 times worse, if not even worse than that. So, and that's not also not even counting if other countries join in on that perspective too.
Now you would have Hitlers with nuclear bombs and drones and, and thermal weapons. heat weapons and yeah.
And so that's it. What do you think
So
about
also
AFD?
for
I don't really know a lot about German politics. I mean, it seems like that would be the party I'd vote for, but I don't really know a lot about them to have a like an opinion on it, right? I don't know. So there's no realistic world where it would get to close to that point, though. Well, I don't really know why you think that. Why do you think that it would not get close to that point? Because I'm going to give you a couple of other points on the graph, right? Duarte was basically like a Hitler person, right? I mean, he kind of was. He was not that bad, but he was pretty bad. And you had Bukele in El Salvador that did that. I think that once a society gets bad enough, you do have people that are more than willing to accept these extremely radical solutions to things. And I think you can look at the number of countries, whether it's the Philippines or El Salvador, as examples of what will be done in order to solve that problem. And I think also Donald Trump in 2024 was another minor example of that, right? Like,
I really consider it El Salvador as one of the countries I would move to, but there are too many catastrophes there, like tsunamis and volcans and earthquakes. So yeah, I end up giving up.
like you have to remember that Donald Trump, like the idea of mass deportations and deporting
I mean, because of the low cost of life and everything, and also because, there are no criminals. It's literally the safest country at the moment. So yeah, that's why I consider there, honestly. Uh, but with all the natural catastrophes, I end up like giving up.
everybody, like the whole families can be deported together. This is something that would have lost you an election 10 years ago. And nowadays it wins you an election. So I think that people very, very dramatically underestimate the capacity that the average person has for profound evil. I think that really, like, all you need to do is look at history and every page in history. You have to remember that people brought their children to watch lynchings. People used to do Salem witch
That's true. People would watch someone being beheaded or hanged like in a public place, like would gather together to watch that.
trials as a religious event. We used to have slaves. We would have people as, like ornaments and decorations in the Roman Empire, right? Like the entirety of human history is proving, I think, one specific thing is that evil is extremely commonplace. And all you need to do is just simply let it manifest. That's literally all there is to it. Another Hitler like Donald Trump, well, you just go back and ban that guy. I don't even want to try to I don't want to try to explain things
Exactly,
to you because you're
to
not
the
trying to
brain.
understand
Exactly.
them. There's no reason to even do that.
Exactly what is it. That's why I don't discuss with these people. I only discuss with these people online, like on X, for example, to prove things to the others that are watching the discussion. But even so, I don't have an urge to do that oftentimes. I just sometimes. But these people, they don't wanna learn anything. After all, like, it's so easy to prove them that they are wrong. But they are not worried with that. Like, they don't care about the right or wrong. They care just about, like, keep vomiting those all those like hive mind stuff that other people vomit to them to keep repeating like it parrots the others.
And so Trump supporters stopped talking to Bukele ever since they found out he was Palestinian.
I agree with
I don't
you
think that's true.
100%
No, I
agree.
didn't. He's Palestinian. Like I
100%.
didn't even know that. Like what does that have to do with anything? So anyway, Trump doesn't have concentration camps. Well, no, he doesn't. But Hitler didn't at the beginning either. I think that's generally what happens. Is that, and I'm not saying Trump is Hitler, but what my point is that people will vote for an extreme solution, and the extreme solution will not have. It won't be overnight. I mean, like it's not going to happen instantaneously. It will happen like first you elect somebody, and then slowly things become more and more extreme over time, right? And I think that's what happens. What would today's country do? What would today's country leader do for you to consider him or her being like a Hitler? Well, I think Hitler was bad because of the death camps and the Holocaust. I think that's what really made Hitler bad. And then the invading other, generally friendly countries for no other reason than to take their resources. Yeah, I would say I mean, probably the Holocaust was like that was the bad one, right? I mean, like that's it. I mean, if the guy just ran Germany and he was an asshole, I think that there's plenty of assholes that run countries that are, like just keeping to
Yeah,
themselves, right?
true.
Like Pol Pot fucking ran China and killed a bunch of people in China, but people don't think about it the same way because he generally just stayed in China, right? It's the same as tons of other dictators around the world, like, Kim Jong Un. People don't look at Kim Jong Un as evil as Hitler because number one, he's not doing, yeah, Cambodia. There's another one, right? And so Cambodia, oh, excuse me. Yeah, not China. I was thinking of Mao, but yeah, Pol Pot was Cambodia. And there's other examples too, excuse me. And so the point
I
is that
excuse
a
you.
lot of
You're
these people,
excused.
like the evil of it really is that they export the ideology to everyone else, right? I think that's the main thing. And Mao doesn't look that badly because he killed his own, unlike Hitler. Yeah, I think that like generally people don't really care what goes on in some other random country. It's the same as Iran, right? Iran's killing its own people. This is horrible, but it's mainly isolated to Iran, so people can just turn a blind eye. But whenever you go and you start attacking other people, I think that's when everybody's like, well, what the fuck is going on, right? I mean, obviously. So, yeah, anyway, that's really what happened. So this guy basically, and I do think that we're moving towards that direction. I think that the unwillingness to see the obvious writing on the wall with this is extremely dangerous. It is extremely dangerous, and the fact that German authorities and other authorities in Europe and everywhere else are completely
It's just what I've been saying all this long, like corrupted evil judges. It's like it's the newest evil in the world. It's like not so new already. Not so new, like quite the old one. But I mean compared with all the others, this is the newest one probably. In time, correct? And people don't seem to realize that there is generalized corruption that starts always in the chain of the justice of the judges and all. Like, and I think the only reason why it's taking more time for all the shit happens in US than the other countries in the world is just because US has better solid laws that makes it the life of evil judges more difficult. This is just the only difference. Like the US laws has less breaches than the laws of the other countries to evil judges mess around. But within enough time, they can destroy all of it, creating precedent after precedent, and one little breach here, one little breach, one little crack there, you know? Like with the woman that called a 80-year-old boy a N-word, an 8-year-old autistic boy, I think autistic black boy of any words, yeah. I mean, they got something that they know that people would be against, and they made a decision that will be used later on to, to purge even more the freedom that you guys have, like the freedom of speech and etc.
unwilling to acknowledge this obvious reality. I think it will manifest
They do that. They do that very often in my country, almost every single day.
a new generation of fascism that will put World War II to shame. I think that's where things are going. And I think that we could get there in 10 years. I think you give people 10 more years of this, and you have something that is even more extreme than World War II. Agreed, and probably by design. Well, that's the question that I have, right? Is I think about this, and it's like, it seems like this is obvious, right? I mean, like, if you understand the history of it, you could clearly see where things are going. You can clearly see what's happening. And how is it that you're not,
exactly.
like, how is it that you're doing this and you're not doing it on purpose? It's
No, honestly, not everything is like I said. We live in moments in the story where you cannot just unfold everything by the past and everything's a cycle and everything that's happened now is on the past. A lot of people say that, and I often hear Asmon saying that himself as well. But what's happening this time is totally new. Like we have too many things that we didn't have back in the past for us to just simply call and say like that. that things are just repeating, and we can pretty much like see the outcome of all of this, like the fact that everything new and unique now makes the situation totally different. Obviously, by using our own logic, we can have a pretty good idea of where things will be by the present, but we cannot guide ourselves this time by the past in any single way, I believe. This is what I believe. I mean, at least the only thing that probably is the same, like, is again the basement of plan that was spoiled, right? Like I was told you, that was told by him to everyone, that the your SS was doing and all, like, this is probably the same thing that has been happening, going on and on, like, in many countries out there, and is being applied equally in all countries in the world up until now. This is probably the only part that it's the thing that is on the past, and that we can keep applying to the future, but not like there are a lot of vectors, a lot of things that are very unique for the era, for the age that we have now. All this bullshit, like, for example, cameras everywhere that detect like facial detects you by your face, and people using like smart glasses everywhere and stuff like that. And now people like more worried with that security out there, with that image, like they are start to use like infrared stuff to not get caught in those cameras. Yeah. Those things that there are not precedents of that on the past, for you to compare with. We are a lot being in a lot more different situation than we ever had before. And I could keep going on and on talking about many stuff like drones, for example, internet, the robots, and nuclear bomb, and everything, everything that is so different nowadays that we cannot compare one single thing to the past. And this brings like AI, and that brings too many new possibilities of too many different outcomes, that some that we can even foresee, because things are keep changing and keep evolving way too fast for us to actually have a hold on of what's really gonna come next. Yeah.
It's like you have to be doing this on purpose on a certain level. Otherwise, how could it even be happening? More extreme than World War II? Who's involved? What do you mean? Well, I would say for Europe, right? I mean, maybe not for the whole world, but it would be more transformative than World War II was. That's really the way that I would look at it. How to speedrun a collapse of a nation? Worse, because it'll be longer. Be hate through abstraction. It'll be hate through recorded video instances. Yeah, the AfD is in Russia's pocket. I mean, I don't want to get into like German politics. I have no idea. I don't want to argue with you about it. I have no idea. So Muslim runs over gay people. Liberal white women comes out in defense and blames white incels. It's amazing. They hate their own race more than the actual murderers. And they will die for this, by the way. They will. They will die for this. There's never going to be a point where they understand that they were wrong. Even whenever they are being killed for their ideology, they will still believe that they're right. These people are zealots, and
even this is something new. Even this is something new that never happened in the history, I believe. If I'm wrong, please tell me. Did you ever saw the stuff that we're seeing right now? All these people retarded, like empty heads out there, like screaming retarded stuff, doing retarded things and evil things not online but IRL as well, with these parades and this stuff, totally controlled by the media and etc. Have you ever saw that, like, before? Like, people, I mean, you might have seen some level in the past, like people controlled by the government and by what other people tell them, TV, radio, right, on the past. But in the levels that you see nowadays, that people really don't have a thought of their own, literally zero, and it doesn't matter, like, doesn't matter any single truth that you throw in their faces, like they don't accept that for any reason at all. You just cannot convince them. Have you ever seen such a level of brainwashing before? Like, that's something totally new as well, totally new.
And at the end of the day, they need to be treated that way. So that's really it. And I'm understanding this right. He self-deported after a life of crime and extremism. He didn't intend to return to Europe, and they put him in a shitlib course. And what is this here? To pretty please stop being ISIS, which I'm sure worked so well on other jihadis before. Abdul then retaliated with last night's terrorist attack. I mean, again, it depends on how long this is going to take, but it seems like people are just becoming more and more and more delusional. They could still complain that it's the far right because Muslims are the real far right. They won't because it's the Muslim. I mean, that's true, right? I mean, I think you're right. And when do you think it's going to take a turn and get the trash out of Europe? I mean, I think that really, this is my outlook on where I think things are going to go. I think that eventually the dam will break, and like basically decades will happen in weeks, where there will probably be some level of, maybe it's after an election, maybe it's after something else. Like, I don't really know, like, what will be the causal factor. It's hard really to say.
Yeah, I know that we are in the limit. We are, guys, we are in the limit for something happens. I just cannot tell what and which side you're gonna start it and which will benefit the most. But I think everyone can feel it at this point that we are in the break point of something. It's kind of a feeling, I don't know. I don't think that people will just keep like being like watching passively anymore. Things will start to get worse. Like worse than it is, like, man, I mean, and it's like I said, in the level that things are now, if there is any possible chance of things ever getting good again, going back to track again, to ever get back to being good again, it's gonna be blood. There is gonna be blood at some point, you know. I don't know for that what reason though. I don't know which one will start. I don't know when it's gonna end, but I really have the feeling of this feeling that we are at the limit. I don't know. It's just a feeling overall.
Because some of these things can happen really fast and you don't really know what it is. Like a good example is like BLM, right? BLM just kind of happened out of nowhere, right? Is like if George Floyd was not killed in BLM, or you know, during like 2020. Would you have had the BLM riots? No, you wouldn't have, right? But like George Floyd was just like some random crackhead that got killed by some fucking asshole cop. But what is really the what does that really mean, right? It means that a random event like that can kick off a nationwide level of unrest that you know, you can't really account for or plan for, right? That's it. Nothing happens until everything happens. I think so.
Who the fuck is Yakub? When you compare it to St. Floyd of the Fent, right? Who cares about Yakub?
And so eventually the pendulum will swing to the other peak? Well, I think that's clearly what's happened. Do you think it will ever happen with the female vote still intact? Yeah, because women don't have the physical ability to enforce their voting privileges. So at the end of the day, if things get really bad, like you have to remember that whether it's the Night of Long Knives or, you know, like any of the other Saddam Hussein taking over, it doesn't really matter. Like, and this is true with everything. The only real thing that matters, like your ability to vote doesn't matter if somebody decides not to count your vote. So fundamentally, you know, it doesn't matter really whether you say like, oh, this is, you know, this is like, oh, this isn't the right way to do things. Because if you can't stop somebody from doing it, then they can do it, right? It's just that simple. Technology is a great equalizer. Yes, definitely. You really think drone warfare could change the gender dynamic, though? No, of course not. I think that fundamentally and on a very profound level, men are just simply infinitely more violent, dangerous, and prone to murder and killing people than women are. I think that it's by probably a magnitude of 50 times. I don't even think it's remotely close. Like
No, I don't think that is true. I think the men just have the physical potential to do that. I mean, how do I say that? Like woman has the same potential and are so violent and so evil as well. I don't think that one is more than other in that regards. but man has all these not just the physical but also the mental capability of just going there and doing that a lot more than women could. Women do this more like passive stuff, like poisoning, like like destroying, might breaking, controlling the person until they, I don't know, unalive themselves, or controlling other men to kill or to kill another man, to control another man to kill someone that you want, it's stuff like that. But I think the level of murder intent on both is just the same. Like, it's just the way they do things is different.
There's never going to be a capacity that women have to match the violent capacity that men have. It's just
And this is just my opinion. I think that the level the level that the level of aggressive, not aggressiveness, the will, the intent of murder, I think it's equal on both. Men just have more capability of putting that in practice and killing more and more people, because I mean, you guys are built for that. It's just how it is.
just not going to happen. And I have Black Lives. Yeah, exactly, right? Spatial perception is much better, which is key in my opinion. Well, it's more that it's in the DNA, right? Men like doing this. Women don't like doing this. Like, fundamentally, like, they've done tests of like women's brain waves where, like, for example, like, this is like a study, and I don't want to get too far into this because it's like off topic, but like, there was a study done that showed that when a person who did something bad was punished, that, a person that didn't do anything bad was punished, men and women's empathy centers in their brain went off to feel sorry for that person. But when a person who did something bad was punished, the women's empathy centers went off in their brain, but the men's empathy centers did not. And not only did the men's empathy centers not go off, but they actually experienced pleasure from watching this person feel pain. Because that's the difference between men and women.
No, it's not because men are more violent. It's because men have more sense of justice than women usually have, comparatively speaking, generally speaking, society. So they know that those men did something bad, and because they are bad people, because they are bad people, they see that as rightful and just. So they feel pleasure in seeing a person being punished by the consequences of their own actions. Who could imagine that, right? Who could imagine that? Is that much difficult to understand?
Is that men are just simply wired differently. We're wired differently than that. And so fundamentally, like, that's really it. And this is a profound genetic reality. This is the reason why women are never going to be able to truly match men in any sort of a physical confrontation. Even if you give people robots, you can equalize for every single thing possible, and you can give a woman every advantage a man has, and a man will always come out ahead because a man has evolved for millions of years to kill other men. That's the reason why. And when they're not killing other men, they're killing animals. That's it. And like, women haven't done that. That's it. And it doesn't matter how much you train. And there will always be, like, fringe exceptions, right? There's always going to be exceptions. Like, one of the most deadly snipers in all of history was a woman. So it's not like there are no exceptions to this.
Oh, I didn't knew that. That's true. I didn't knew that. I had no idea.
But I'm looking at the 99.99999% ratio of like what happens most likely, right? So yeah, it's evolution. Yeah, it is. It's evolution.
And it's weird because technically, at least up to what I know, men have a better like a focal vision, made for hunt and everything, and we have a more like peripheral vision, a better peripheral vision to watch a lot of things at the same time, So, like, he explained in a very terrible way, like men are made to see see things further away, like better, and we see things wider. I would say something like that. Not exactly this. I'm not putting correctly in words. I'm sorry, but I think you guys understood. So it's really weird when someone it's really weird when uh when the best sniper is a woman. Like it's really weird. But yeah.
Evolution. Women don't believe in justice. Women believe in consensus more than justice. I think that's true.
Fox News Alert, you are looking live at Berlin, Germany. The Associated Press is reporting that at least one person is dead and several others are injured after a car drove through a pride parade near the Brandenburg Gate. Authorities say a man...
I don't remember, guys, where I learned that, but I'm pretty sure if you guys Google what I said or something like that, you're gonna see results similar to what I said because I saw that somewhere. Yeah.
Hunt is now underway for
They killed
one
his
or
ass.
more suspects and have told people to evacuate the scene. Police say some of the victims are dealing with life-threatening injuries. Joining us now is Paul Morrow, retired NYPD inspector and Fox News contributor. Paul, what is it? I mean, first of all, this is...
Do you think it's a good idea to chemically castrate violent offenders like the German terrorist?
No, it's a terrible idea because in countries like mine, a lot of innocent people would get castrated and criminals wouldn't get. Yeah.
If you really want my opinion, is that I think that if we have a religious person that commits an act of terror, I think that we need to kill them in a way that, according to their religion, sends them to hell.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
That's maybe a hot take, but that's what I would do. Like, figure out what, according to their religion, is like the most profound.
That wouldn't work in Christianese. Because if you're forcing someone to do that, that person automatically would be excluded from hell after all. Like, it wasn't her intention, she was forced to. That person has been forced to. You know? It's different.
Thing that makes sure that they never go to paradise or whatever heaven or afterlife that they have, and kill them that way.
It's not of,
That's what I
of
would
their
do.
will. Even that is different in Christianism, right? I think no other religions like work like that. In that sense, you know. Like, oh no, like for example, for Islam, like for example, I think if you force someone to eat pork, you know, they already like go to hell, or I don't know what it is that they have. You know, just because they were forced a piece of pork like down their throat or something, boom, they are on hell now, like, you know, haram. So I think a lot of religions, or if not all, are like that, but Christian is.
right in the middle of Berlin, major tourist attraction, Brandenburg Gate. From what you've seen and learned so far, what do you think is going on here?
Well, look, there's been a series of vehicle-borne terror attacks in Germany going back to about 2016. The big
Why
one.
not kill them the way that they wanted to be killed? Because it'd be too easy. And on top of that, it wouldn't stop. Like, so you have to think about, like, why do you do something like that? Well, you want to do it for a reason. Like, why do you have a justice system? Why do you have a legal system? You have a legal system in order to create, like, for example, like if it was illegal, if it wasn't illegal to steal things out of a store, or like, let's say you steal something out of a store, and every time you steal something out of
I always remember California in this time, like, oh, if you steal, like, I think it's less than 8,000, right? So if I steal 900 in goods from a store, I'm good. I'm not gonna be arrested. Like, that's so insane, man. That's so freaking insane. How, explain me, how do you guys still have storages? Like, not storage, like, how do you guys still have any stores open in fucking California? How do you still have
a
it?
store, there's like a $5 fine, right? So you just go do it, right? It's like, okay, I'm gonna go steal a bag of Oreos. What's $6? So now, or a box of Oreos, it's $6, and I charge $5, so I just made $1. So fundamentally, what happens is that people will always calculate what the punishment for something is before they're willing to do it. There's a reason why this guy went and he did this in Germany and not Lebanon. Do you want to know one of the reasons why? It's because Lebanon probably wouldn't put up with it the same way that Germany does. Why do you think a lot of these guys
Yeah, same with New York. Lots of stores are closing. I didn't knew that. It's happened the same in New York. I mean, I know New York is a piece of shit, but I didn't know that they have made such a law already like that. I had no idea.
these like rapists or weirdos go to the UK to go and do rape, but they don't even do it in Pakistan? Well, do you know why? It's because rape
Oh, that's a good option. Shadow Fungi. A lot of stores have started charging 1,000 per item, but give a customer discount to match their normal price. Very good, very smart. Like the private, the always the private, the private work at the corporation, the stores, like always the private things, like doing the finding a way to thrive somehow, right? Always finding a way to survive. It's incredible. Always find what they can, the breaches and everything, so they can not be robbed blind.
I mean, look, I mean, it's like, like basically damaging another man's property because they don't really see women in the same way that we do. But it's because Pakistan,
But what if they go to the cashier and steal directly $900 from the cash machine, I mean, it's directly the money, so they cannot be arrested for that.
they'd kill him there.
As the CSD organizers in Berlin, we are distraught about what happened yesterday. Our thoughts are with the victims, their loved ones, and everybody who has been affected by this terrible event. We would like to offer our thanks to all volunteers and guests who wanted to demonstrate peacefully with us. Many of these people suffered much emotional stress yesterday.
I think it was
The attack was a human sacrifice for the gods of diversity. People are trying to divide our society and set some people against others. As a CSD in Berlin, we will not allow this. The organizers of Berlin Pride say yesterday's attack must not be used for political ends. Oh, Jesus Christ.
It's probably physical stress too, like whenever the ones they, because like the car, right? But yeah.
Have long-lasting effects.
And they are doing the same as they always do, again and again and again.
We are trying to offer
Asman only sympathizes for white people. That's not true. There's tons of white people.
Good night, Black Blade.
Well, you have no idea how wrong you are. You really have you have no idea. That is... Oh, wow.
emotional support, psychological support. This is needed for our team as
He
well.
doesn't know.
I'm grateful
It's rage
to
bait.
my team.
Nice try.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
We are grateful to all people who assisted, all first responders. Our mayor has rightly praised the collaboration with the police. Their quick professional response was decisive in this context. We are also grateful to the Fire Brigade, Berlin Senate, all authorities who have been involved in this collaboration.
People say you only sympathize for white, and I bet they're the ones that go to an only white school. They're the ones that I sympathize with the least. I do. The people that are the victims of this, in a lot of cases, are the ones that I sympathize with the least.
Don't tell me.
And
Who
whenever it's
actually
like I said,
sympathize
the
with
woman
that?
who like brought in her daughter's killer and then the guy killed her, there's something that like, that not only do I not sympathize with her, I'm glad this happened. You have no idea the way I really feel about these people, okay? You have no idea.
No, I have a very good idea because I probably feel the same.
The CSD
There's
organization
nothing I hate
in
more
Berlin
than traitors.
stands for solidarity, respect, coexistence.
Yes, exactly what I think. It's at the very least what these people are traitors of your nation. Because it's like I said, they are grow, like they are being born and grow inside your country and they are not a part of it. They don't hold your values. They don't hold your religion, your own God. It's something totally home and different. So they are really traitors of your nation and should be treated like that.
The foreigners, I don't really hate the foreigners. I don't. I just don't want them here. I have no ill will towards them. I don't hate them. I don't think that they're like awful. I think they're just trying to do what they're trying to do.
Yeah, and you're right about that. Like you're not supposed to hate foreigners. I think you should hate like bad foreigners. Like there are good ones and there are bad ones. You should hate the bad ones that usually happen to be illegal immigrants. Who would thought about that? Who would think about that, right?
That's it. Like I get it. I get why they're here. I get it's a different culture.
Because guess what? Immigrating with to countries that are so difficult and expensive like that, who would imagine that the people that are actually carrying to enter in these countries spending so much money, time, and bureaucracy doing bureaucracy stuff? Like, who would imagine that they are good people and they are doing this because, they are worried about doing the right thing, right? And who would imagine that the people that go illegally is because don't give a shit to that and just want to, go there and solve that problem?
I just want them to leave. Please don't get banned. All I'm saying is, ironically, the foreigners are the ones that I hate the least.
Also because, as well, many other reasons, probably the person that's going illegally, and which happens in most of the cases, they cannot even go legally because they were already arrested and things like that. They are already evil people, like terrible person, and they would not be accepted through legal means, through legal ways in other countries,
A city open to the world was on the street yesterday.
Tier list is
What
the
we
government,
need now,
the
we
enablers,
believe, is to
and
take a
then maybe the
measured
foreigners. They're like
approach
way at the
to
bottom.
support everyone affected. We will not get involved
I
with
actually
any
hate them the least.
speculation. We will wait for the result of the police investigation.
And Mizuki, the airport in Michigan is becoming like that. It is a foreign city inside the country. Oh my god, it feels like Europe already. Damn.
Our basic approach has not changed. We reject all forms of violence. Ideologies, be they religious or other extremists, are trying to suppress people. We do not want this deed to be instrumentalized for political ends. We don't want any group.
We don't want it to be
Little shit.
instrumentalized for political ends. Too bad. Too bad. It's political. It's absolutely political. Every
It's
single time it is.
100%
And also, if it was a right-wing
political.
person that did this,
I
like some
agree,
random
it's
neo-Nazi,
every single time,
they'd
yeah.
be talking about the real threat of Europe is like white supremacy.
You really cannot never ever separate the political facts, the political happenings in all of this stuff from the fact that there is like it's always about politics. It's always about it.
And neo-Nazis and all this stuff. Like, so like they don't really even believe this, right? They're only saying this because the optics behind acknowledging that it was a systemic problem due to something that they supported, it doesn't make them look good. That's the reason why. So you can never listen to these people. It's the same reason why I said that I don't respect the wishes of any of the families of the people that have somebody get killed, because it's not about them, right? Why would I give a fuck about them, right? It's like your kid gets killed and now we have to listen to you about immigration. Get the fuck out of here.
to be placed under suspicion for this.
Yeah, pretty much.
People are
Yeah.
trying to divide our
That's
society
just really
and
what I
set
think.
some people against others. As the CSD in Berlin, we will not allow this.
People who try to divide our society. You're the fucking ones doing that, you fucking shit.
Uh-huh. Are they at the point if they don't identify the terrorist in 30 minutes, you know, it's a Muslim migrant? Well, I wait for them to identify the person. I do. I will do that every time. I don't like drawing conclusions because if you do that, then you just feel like a fucking idiot, right? So why are they always lying? I believe what you say, but I think many, but free speech and thoughts are on the chopping block, it seems. Well, I mean, like, again, I'm not interested in a moral conundrum. If you have a moral conundrum with dealing with these people, you're just simply not equipped to solve the problem. I'm not interested in your ethical and moral conundrums. It's just, it's a waste of time to even consider. So, yeah, anyway, I don't give a shit about that at all. And so back, I talk some wise baked into pure bullshit. I know. I talk a bunch of bullshit. Let me see here. Can I find this? So let me pull this up. Is this a disagreeer? We usually, or do we have anybody? Is this like are you like a Hassan person? I was talking about a brothel. Bad take. How have you felt immigration in your life? How have you felt Palestine in your life?
How have you felt immigration in your life? I don't think I understood what he meant by that. What? You sit and talk some wise baked into pure bullshit? Like Asmo has a huge amount of freaks like saying stuff very often in his live stream, right?
Oh, that's right. You probably haven't. But do you want to free Palestine? You probably do. So, why are you trying to make such a stupid argument? I don't even understand, like, how do you even think like this?
In German, it reminds me of a Rottweiler cowering as a cat eats from its paw. Yeah, to actually very good example.
Let's listen to this. Let's see what he says. Feel immigration in your heart? Yeah. Where do these people spawn?
It's like you have a candle and you can't shot a fucking ant because you're afraid of it.
Out of all white high schools. All white upper middle class high schools. Because, by the way, all of my friends, everybody that I know that all went to school with me, I can't say about everybody, but everybody I still keep up with, I mean, it's a bit of a selection bias there, but like a lot of them, we all think the exact, I have friends that voted for Trump in prison, okay? So they were in prison, but they still got a chance to vote. I didn't even know you could do that. So
Yeah, now you answered me what I've been longing for, like how you are friends with Emiru. That explains pretty much.
like, that's just the way it is. You left? Did you really, I mean, is there really not anything that you're going to say about this at all? I mean, you've been chirping for a while, right? You're like typing out all this stuff and you don't even have a single response? Oh, based? Yeah, I mean,
Because if you have friends so retarded like that, that explains why you're friends with Emiru.
it's really sad to see people do this, but it's also, I think that's the way a lot of these people are, right? And they like talking, but they don't like thinking. It's too bad. The moment you bring them up, they roach out. Honestly, it's very disappointing to me. I get very sad. It's like this is the way that it goes with, like, I think like this is why a possum just plays dead, right? Because like an animal, I'm an animal, right? Everybody knows I'm a fucking animal. So like it's not fun.
I just can't do that. I just can't. I barely can do that in my reality. I barely can't stand these people in reality. I do a whole fucking ton of effort to not say what I really think in their faces. You know, to tolerate the shit like around me. And I will not do that. I will not like tolerate them or be friends with them online. I will fucking not.
To like attack and fucking, go after somebody whenever they're not doing anything. They're just sitting there. It's like, why want to do something so I could fucking like be mean to you? But like, there's nothing I can do. It's just they just sit there and do nothing. It's upsetting to me. The empathy gets a civilization nearly killed.
You know, these are stuff. They did stuff that Asmo say sometimes is some things that revolts me about him. You know, like. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is, I guess. For the most, I still think like Asmo is a valid content creator, but I definitely see myself as keep disagreeing with them as time passes. More and more, it seems that I have been disagreeing with him more and more often in stuff, and I really wonder, and I'm changing, or he's changing and getting worse. I have no idea.
Killed, I know. And also, like, this is the other thing. So not only has immigration...
Was he always like
immigration
that?
affects everybody in Texas, number one. Number two, something doesn't have to directly affect me in order for me to understand that it's a bad thing. Like, I, for example, you know, can never get an abortion, but I support
He's a
women being
normie?
able to get abortions.
I don't know. I really don't think all normies think like this. I think normies think worse than he actually does. He thinks more or less like some good takes, some bad takes. You know, I think normies think worse than him.
I am not gay, but I support gay people getting married. How can that work?
Because it's like I said, the masses are full retarded. And if you consider that normie, it actually comes from normal, which should be the average human being in our societies. So yeah, the average represent the masses, and the masses are so freaking dumb and stupid and retarded. So, I don't know. I think I don't know. I wouldn't call Asmo a normie yet, but yeah, I kind of feel like kind of getting close to them.
But and the way that works is simple, is you have to have an empathy for your fellow man, right? Which is ironic for me talking about abortion, but like there's an empathy.
Is it leftish?
You have to imagine
Nah,
yourself.
I don't know about that, to be honest, Stella. I mean, the takes he's doing about the LGBT stuff right here and now and about Islam, etc. It's really not left-leaning at all. Like, not even a bit. Like, I don't know. But yeah, he says some very freaking terrible shit from time to time. I really don't know. Like, he confused me a lot of times.
In this other position and think about what is the right thing to do. You have to have
What? I said so? He said that? No, he was being ironic. I don't know. Is really?
a way of making decisions.
He has been open about being a communist? What the fuck? What the fuck? I want to see that video that he says that. Oh, the clip, please send me. Anyone?
Right? That's it. Who would have think it? Yeah, point of view. Definitely. You sure you aren't gay? I'm telling
If it's true, what a piece of shit.
you, like, that's it. People are very divided on that issue, but that's the way that I feel about it, right? And gays for AFD.
Yeah, he has said he supported Bernie Sanders before. I remember that. I remember he said such a thing. Yeah, I know that. Bernie Sanders obviously is a piece of shit.
Wait, what? I didn't have
I think other one that supports him is Sean Han, which I mean, totally the same thing.
German LGBT community voting for AFD.
Yeah, I won't say that Asmo is looking more and more like Sean had, but Shu is at least fun. Yeah, I would say that Asmo is looking more and more like Sean.
on my bingo card. What am I missing here? A survey of
Hello,
60,000
Kivox.
German users of Romeo. This is the is that like a German grinder? It looks like that's German grinder. And AFD,
Yeah, not all leftists are communists. I'm pretty aware of that, of course.
you know, now has the highest support out of all the gay people, right? I wonder why. I wonder. It's a big mystery. Nobody has any idea why this happens.
But honestly, pseudo brains, like, even though I'm aware of that, I don't give a shit. I couldn't care less. For me, all of them, like, for me, literally, even the ones that claim to be on center, to be more, oh, I'm more center leaning, from center to the other side, it's all the same goddamn shit to me. I don't care how they call themselves, like socialist, liberal, like I don't know how they call themselves, communist. I don't care. I will treat them all equal.
Yeah. AFD or the National Populist Party, I think.
Realistically, his center. So yeah, so then like Zeldin is if it's true that he's on center, so for me he's a leftish. Okay, because I don't believe in center. Or you're in the left, or you are in the right. It's literally that. There's no such a thing as center.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, isn't AFD banned in Germany? AFD isn't banned in Germany, but there are instances.
I don't even believe that there is such a thing as a center, even IRL. Like, I think people only claim such a thing like online because it's more, I mean, they believe that it's a more comfortable position because it can always flex to one side and to the other when it's convenient, you know? But they forget that they can also be enemy of both. But such a thing don't exist IRL. IRL, or you are one or you are another. I never ever found a person in my entire life like that. Like, it's a very short life, yeah. But I never found a person that claimed to be like a centrist IRL. It's always online. These people don't exist IRL. They don't exist, you know. They're all leftards. They're all leftish.
This is where
dead people.
oh my.
So in Germany, we had another at the Christopher Street Day parade.
This is the director of Citizen Vigilante.
Islamistic attack with various dead people.
No. I believe that people that claim that online is usually people that gain money on the internet. For example, I never saw like someone on chat or someone like in voice calls or etc. claiming to be centrist. They're always from the left or the right. The only ones that I see claiming to be centrist online are always content creators, are always people that are gaining money with the internet somehow. You know, the people over the fence, you know, the people over the fence. Yeah, literally. There are the outspoken ones that, oh, I'm a centrist and blah blah blah. And there are the ones that just don't take a side, don't pick a side, they don't talk about things. And that puts them on the same place as well.
I only tell you guys, the LGBTQ community loves Islamistic people and supports them every single day. The woke left supports Islamistic radicals every single day. In England, in Germany,
He's
all
right.
over Europe, in New York, everywhere. You are insane. Completely fucking insane.
Yeah, we know that.
We're moving towards an Islamistic Europe with Sharia law.
Moving? We already are. What is left?
And you will be all dead. Dead.
True.
Based on your own choice in being a completely, absolutely out of your mind idiot. You should also think about why every single climate activist from Greta Thunberg to the other millions of people are only following now Free Gaza the whole time. They dumped the climate change. Why? Because all of you are victims of a campaign. You fell in the trap. West NGOs from the woke left paid indirectly over NGOs and third world help.
They will never admit
money,
it. They will never.
Huge amount of money to Hamas, Hezbollah, who did huge amount of campaigns out there
And you have to keep in mind that the
They
person
will
who
never
did
go
this
back.
terrorist attack was from Lebanon. And Lebanon is where Hezbollah is like basically operating out of. And Hezbollah is a satellite of Iran. So this is kind of like what I was talking about
Yeah, I saw someone say on his chat, like, support the current thing. It's literally that.
how there are second and third order effects of Iranians' terror network.
It's an agenda. It's like all these people that are paid so freaking much well for the billionaires, like the corpos, the whatever it is, the corpos, the movies, the artists, the TV shows, I don't know, the freaking journals everywhere. They dictate literally the same goddamn thing, and they keep repeating that ad nauseum forever until the new current thing appears. And it goes on and on like that. They don't have a mind of their own. This is what I find most disgusting in all of this, to be honest. They don't stop to think that they are controlled. Like, it's so freaking easy and simple to see. There is always one simple message that is repeated ad nauseum at a time, and they keep changing that conveniently time by time to what they want, and everyone keep regurgitating that thing, vomiting it in each other's mouths ad nauseum forever. You know, like, oh God, it's so disgusting. I really hate to see.
And Iranians
They
terror
never
exporting.
ever learn.
How much do you
They
want to
never
bet
ever
that the
sat.
terrorist from Germany was, or you know, the Lebanese person that was, you know, drove the car through the German people? How much do you want to bet that this person was radicalized somewhere down the line by something that was funded by Iran? I think it's a really, really high probability.
With money to infiltrate your brain. And then from Harvard to Oxford to Stanford to the Berlin,
Hezbollah, Lebanese
idiots,
people,
whatever, you all
backed by
fell
Iran, yeah.
into the trap, unfortunately. So my only advice is, if you want to live in 20, 30 years, you need to do 180. And you have to be aware that also, by the way, everywhere in the news is now, Islamistic radicals are right-wing. They're getting basically any Islamistic attack, terror attack, murder, gets in the criminal statistic in Germany voted like there was a right-wing attack.
You hear what he's saying? He's saying that in Germany, they categorize Islamic attacks as right-wing. That's
No,
crazy. Why would you
no.
do that? Did you
Oh, Jesus Christ, man.
watch the movie? No, I tried to message this guy and I don't know. I mean, the thing is, like, Uwe Boll, like, he is known for making bad movies. He is.
Ballsy, say the truth. Which ballsy, though? Grant? Which ballsy? I'm just joking. Yeah.
And so it's like, I guess now it's like you've got nothing to lose. You might as well just make a movie that's like, you know, something good. And he just did it. The media does. The state does not, apparently. It's separated in state statistics. Oh, so the media does it. Of course.
So that it can blame more right-wing attacks. But Islamistic attacks
Isn't he a
are not
psycho?
right-wing
I hope so.
attacks. Because all this
Movie was actually pretty good.
is one
Yeah.
big group. And again, my advice to the LGBTQ community, if you want to live, you change your political course.
True.
Because otherwise, in 30 years, you will get murdered from.
Oh, you change your political views right now? How you see things, how you do that with that, what you claim, what you defend, so you don't get and you don't get murdered by your own like LGBTQ blah 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 choice, throw over from an helicopter or something like that you already know very well. or you gotta, if you don't gonna change your political views, you gotta change your gender back to, I mean, your gender is always the same. Like, you gotta change your, I mean, your gender names that you guys like so much, your pronouns and blah, blah, blah. I mean, you keep being man or woman, it doesn't matter to me. Like, I know you're still the same biologically, fuck you, but, you gotta need to change back to look like a very strict person. Otherwise, again, you'll be thrown out of a helicopter. So one thing or another, but both ways you gotta have to change. You gotta change by yourself, or you gotta change forcibly, because if not, you're just gonna die. It's your choice to make. You better make it before it's too late. Until you are forced to live like a normal human person should be, to not die, you know?
Exactly that people who you let into the country, who you let pray in the parks and public squares and everywhere.
Yes, so the brains are rooftops, yes, because it's less expensive than paying full in helicopters.
And taking over the country. They have a completely different agenda as you think they have. Yeah, and everybody would text me for my movie Citizen Vigilante.
Stokes.
From Berlin and from everywhere in the world. Should look at these attacks with machetes and knives. The rapes, the knife stabbings, the random crimes,
Not good.
the attacks driving the Christmas markets. And you all should say, we're very sorry that
We have extremes from all wings and
I'm
angles.
so sorry.
Do we not have an extremist wing?
So sorry, guys.
Well-
So sorry.
Like, let's just look at do you think that all extremism happens at the same rate? Do you think all extremism happens at the same rate? Let me ask you that.
we insulted you over and attacked you all the time. You were the only person on the whole fucking earth who made a movie like this, like Citizen Vigilante. The only person. Everybody else is a little pussy and follows basically into this absurd writers diversity bullshit and making Muslims,
Oh my
Islamistic
god.
Muslims, great.
No one is actually even asking you to stop being gay or anything like that. Just stop being retarded. Just stop being manipulated by these fucking lunatics. You know? You can keep liking, I don't know, you can keep liking your dicks if you're a man or something like that. Like, you can keep being like your homosexuality the way you want. Just don't. Just stop with this fucking suicidal movement that you guys are doing.
People.
Jesus.
So
Who is this
you
guy?
should think twice who's on your side on the long run, and you should maybe change course, because the so-called right wings all over Europe, all over the US, first of all, 50%.
Yeah, that reminds me also of a lot of Islamic criminals that are being all the crimes that they commit, they are being considered crime. They are being considered as whites in the criminal charges when they are arrested and everything, even though they are clearly not whites. They are being all considered whites to increase the rates of white crimes and everything, you know.
Of the population at least. But second of all, they're not right wings. They're conservative people who don't want to sell out.
That adds up to what he's saying right here about, oh no, these crimes are being committed to right wings. Not only that, but now they are wanting to try to show that white people are committing those crimes by putting all these Islamic people like as white people, because they are being registered as whites in the crimes they do.
The USA, North America, and Europe to Stone Age religious fucktards who are out of their fucking minds.
And as always, the LGBT tards and the rat fan tards, like they'll eat all this bullshit and regurgitate everywhere.
That's our countries. So,
We
as
are
I always
so
said, you
over.
can have a
Fucktards,
religion,
bro.
whatever
Like,
the
what
fuck
year is
you
it?
want.
2010 again?
but you
Oh my
cannot
God.
break the
I better start buying my burrito already.
law, and you cannot
I love it.
insult our intelligence with your prehistoric Bolka covering up bullshit.
Yeah.
That's all bullshit. Woman getting controlled, etc., etc.,
True.
etc. So, that was my speech of the Sunday. And as I said, you should be very, very sorry. Also, all the streamers, by the way, who don't want to buy Citizen Vigilante, the TV stations who don't want to buy Citizen Vigilante, should also wake up, you know, and find a little, like, guts, you know, and not
Yeah,
like,
it's real
God,
evergreen.
I don't want to be the first guy who gets cancelled at Netflix. I don't want to get fired by Paramount Plus. I don't want to get fired, whatever.
Yeah,
No.
they're afraid of having people know it can happen.
You're all little pussies, and you should do the right thing also for Citizen Vigilante. Whoever buys Citizen Vigilante for streaming will be the number one on Peacock, Hulu, Amazon Plus, HBO.
I do think that if they release this movie, like whatever streaming service does have this movie, I bet a ton of people will support it. I do. I bet people will go crazy about it, especially because like if it's getting like mass broadcast out there, it's released. Well, I mean, like if it's on a streaming service, that's what he's saying.
But you all are scared that one movie
Yeah.
showed the very hard reality during You Do Only movies, how happiness, whatever, the best migrants ever, everywhere.
Uh-huh.
That's your movies. And by the way, you do also
You should leave a
totally
comment
perverted
asking to
movies like
stream the
Jeffrey
movie.
Dahmer, whatever. We have no problems to fucking corpses, like skinning people. Look at the Jeffrey Dahmer movies and stuff
Yeah,
like this. The
true.
serial murder movies like Terrifier. All your streamers have no problem with the most gruesome, perverted, violence crap. You know, zero. But there's one movie like Citizen Vigilante out there what shows facts that happens in that movie. Knife stabbings in the necks, mothers bleeding out in front of their kids, pushed in the subway, mass rapes, gang rapes. That's the facts. That's happening daily. Daily.
They don't want to know
And
about
that's
that.
the only movie what showed that. And what is your result? What is your saying like, oh, we cannot show
Contact them?
this
I
to
can't.
anybody
I can't DM him.
because
I tried to DM him.
we don't want to hurt your feelings. No, fuck your feelings. Like all these hundreds,
Yeah,
thousands
fuck
of
your
people working in
feelings.
Hollywood or whatever, you should find at one point a little courage, you know, in between your frappuccinos and all your bullshit you do every day, and
That's very
show
good.
programs or movies.
Damn, give this guy a medal. Give me this guy a fucking prize or a medal. I don't care.
What represents A, the truth, but second, also 50% of the population,
True.
you know.
He's right.
So think about that and open your eyes to the facts.
That is the director of Citizen Vigilante. Oh my God.
That is good, but I mean, they will not. They will not open their fucking eyes or anything, actually.
I feel like, yeah, there it is. I mean, I agree with what he's saying. So this person responded, he's great. I love this guy. Saying it's crazy that he said a terrorist will be labeled as right wing there. Why not label them as extremist wing instead? Because people that go out and like, because labeling everybody as an extremist means that all extremism is equal. Do you think that all types of extremists commit violence at the same ratios, Richie? Do you think that's what happens? Like, we're going to look into this. We're going to think about it. You know this. I mean, you know the answer to this. You know the answer, right? We're going to get to the bottom of it. It's all right. It is equal. It's bad. That's why it's called extreme. Well, no, let's have him explain it. We're going to have him explain it. It's okay. He left. I don't know if he left or not. Maybe he did. Maybe he didn't. So the reason why you document things is that you document. What is the purpose of documentation? He says, I see your point. So the purpose of documentation is so like, why do you write something down? So you remember it. Why do you want to remember it? So you can plan for it in the future. So the
And also
entire
because it's
purpose of
important.
documenting anything is like why do you do anything? Why do you write down a shot?
Yeah, why you write down for to make it catharsis, to make to comprehend better your thoughts, to align them, you know, to have a better comprehension. Also because it's the best way that you can explain someone something. Because you lose a lot more information when you speak than when you write something. There is that as well. So you communicate a lot better by typing or by writing than actually speaking. It is what it is. It's just how things are. If you don't believe me, you can search that by yourself. But that's true. It's the best. Like things are the best inside your head than any output than you can make it. You will always lose information that you wanna pass to someone else through any other means possible. Thank you very much, Zella. Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome, raiders. Welcome, guys. Welcome, everyone. Welcome back, Zella. Yes, I mean, like, I don't think you ever left. To be honest, because you usually stream while on the chat. I can get sleepy. Okay, so you always like have a lost in a loss in some level, a loss in some level of communication after it leaving your thoughts, be it through your speech or through your typing or writing or I don't know, drawing or whatever it is. You always lose part of the information. And that's why, by the way, always when people do that silly play of like sitting in a circle and telling someone a secret on their ear and passing to the other one, the information always get different when it reaches you again than what's actually spoken first. Because the information from one to another has been lost and lost and lost. And at some point it lost completely its meaning, and at another point it gets rewritten into something entirely different and then goes back to you. You know, it's real crazy. Real crazy. Yeah. But it's just how we were wired. It's just how our brain works. It's just how we are. Definitely. And it's incredible because the speech through through stories and everything used to be the most common the most common way of pass knowledge onto somebody else. You know, because lack of books and writing schemes and etc. and blah blah blah, and also by a high level of people that not knowing actually how to read or write. But it wasn't just because of that, but also because paper and everything was expensive or is still inaccessible at some ages. And people would just tell stories to each other. But comparatively speaking, it's less efficient than reading. And that's why everyone keep telling you that. And even though I'm telling you guys that I don't read myself. I really don't read myself a lot, like not the bare minimum even. But this is why everyone keeps telling you, oh, if you want to get smarter, you gotta get better, you gotta read. You gotta read a lot of, a lot of interesting stuff that will add you some value to your life. Because you have less losses by reading a book or something that someone written than actually listening to an audio or watching a video. It's different. Our brains perceive it different, treats different, and records it different. You know, like it's just how things are.
Shopping list. Why do you have a statistics for crime? Why is anything documented? It's documented so you can leverage this information to help inform you about the future, and it helps you prioritize and deprioritize.
That's why, by the way, when you're in school, like you're expected to always do this exercise, fixation exercise. So when you're not just to copy what is in the blackboard, but also like to think up the problems to solve, be it on math or anything on paper, because it makes it better for you to actually learn and remember that information.
Issues based off of what seems to be more and less likely to happen.
Good night,
and this
Ella.
is true whether it's a shopping
Have a
list, a
very good
crime
night.
statistic, or a sales
almost
figure of
ending
like
as
what's
well.
selling the most in a store. So fundamentally, why would you want to document it this way? Because documenting it that way helps you better understand what reality is and how to address that reality. Does that make sense? I think that's really what it would come
Thank
down
you.
to.
You too,
Statistics are
Sal.
racist. Yeah, I see your point. Yeah, you
Have a
have
good
to
night.
you have to look at it in the right way, right? You have to see it the right way. Leave a message about this post about watching a movie on stream, and we'll upvote it so we can see it. Yeah, I'd rather just DM the guy, but like, yeah, maybe. I mean, that would happen. I don't really know exactly. I don't want to get too far into that, but I do agree. And where is this here? And jihadist carries out a massacre at a pride parade in Berlin. German leftist blames the bourgeoisie, a centrist. How do you even begin to reason with such people? Well, the way
You
that you
can't
reason
reason
with
with
them
that. You
is
really
you just
can't.
simply remove their political power. That's how you do it. You don't go around and explain it to them and try to like, these people, you're never going to get through them. You're never going to get them to
But how do you remove the political power of these people? They actually they are so retarded, but they hold a lot more power than us. That's why they are making all these changes, all these insanities. You know, even though they are retarded, even though they don't hold, it's not just that they don't hold the truth itself. They don't even hold like solid arguments to defend. Like most of them are so ridiculous, so superficial, and so retarded that you don't even feel like discussing anything. You don't even feel like giving a proper answer because it's so it's so ridiculous that I don't understand how the person even typing or is speaking that to themselves, they don't realize how stupid that is. But even so, they finish typing or they finish recording and they post it online. And this is just disgusting to me, to be honest. Really, really disgusting. Oh my God, what to say, right?
understand. You're never going to get them to see your point of view. They're never going to be like, oh, okay, this is what it is. No.
Never,
this is
never,
always
ever.
the type
Never,
of
ever.
bullshit that they're going to think and believe, and it doesn't matter what it is or why it happens or anything else.
Fucking little shits. Freaking little shits. Yeah, it is what it is, I guess. It is what it is. That's it for today, guys. I think it was quite a good stream, like after the Rider collab, right? Like I didn't have anything planned at all, but I have a very good time with you guys today. Hope you guys liked this non-planned this stream at all, like after the collab thing. Yeah, 6+ more hours. Yes. Hope you guys enjoyed this. And thank you everyone for staying with me all this long. As always, before we go any further, I want to take this brief moment here to thank all of you, my patrons, for the incredible support to my work here on YouTube, and especially my 5-Tail Fox Tier member, the Holy Ball, and to all of my 3-Tail Fox Tier members, Wallony Wolf, Fanny Sylvie, Eat Himself, Chile Not Serious, Eustace the Useful, Zealous Isaiah, Ala Rosas, Max Tenor, Nugutino, Avery, Halcyonic Eder, and TV8. Thank you very, very much. You guys are amazing. Also, thanks to everyone that have been supporting me on Ko-Fi, Kick, and to all of my YouTube members. You can support this channel life and growth with just $5 a month and gain access to many perks. This is less than a burrito. Check out my Patreon. Link is in the description below. And that's it for today, my dear Foxlings. See you guys in the next one. Bye bye.